Aloha, good morning, fellow travelers. It's just Jeremiah here, eating breakfast. This is just my huge bowl. This is my personal bowl. Oatmeal, just 2 packets. But some organic salted almonds. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's the same pigeon. Yes, sir. Get some natural protein up in there, along with the iron and minerals from the oatmeal. Got a nice fresh banana. Not organic, but it should be. Hopefully soon I can start paying all that extra money to eat even more healthy by making sure everything says organic, and then I can also act like I'm saving the world and, maybe like walk around on a high horse and convince everyone. I mean, it's not quite to the point of being vegan with that level of amazing awesomeness where I can like stomp on everyone because they're not doing the choices I am, but I'm getting there, I can really ride the high horse on a house of cards at some point. I'm such a dick. Yum, this looks like a slamming breakfast. Check it out. Bananas, almonds, oatmeal. The good orange juice, this time high pulp. Catching up on some editing right now. Really enjoying the way my YouTube's going, the direction. I know it's not anything that the masses are into, but it's going to be such a beautiful transition in between my life on the road and my life on the road as a businessman who's performing the things that they wanted to do in their dreams. I'll be traveling around, starting new businesses with my underwater photography, getting people to work for me. I noticed the trolls have laid off. I think they went somewhere else. I think the people that didn't believe that I'll have an underwater camera this summer in my own business, I think they might have believed and they might have just dipped. Come back. We'll miss you. Those negative comments are good for the algorithm. I got an email saying I'm taking off the schedule of Sky. Yeah, I doubt that he's going to just pick me. People like that are going to need other people to pick. And, yeah, I don't think he's a good choice for Sky. Whatever. Just glad I stood up to myself against that guest. And to him. I guess all they're going to have is people that are really new and don't know any better. People without a backbone. Or people that are willing to talk down to them. No wonder they have a 3.2 on TripAdvisor. I was trying hard. But if half the managers are threatened by my efforts to improve the TripAdvisor review, there's a reason it's a 3.2. But should have seen it coming. I was kind of following I was breaking my own personal rule. Never date a person, have a physical relationship with a person, a romantic relationship with a person, or work for a person, or work with a person for their potential. Never. It was on the verge, on the line of being good enough. I think I said that the other day, but as soon as that Eric guy below the line. I was ready to walk out last night as is. No sweat off my balls. My roommate David, he used to work at High Steakhouse, and that's like consistently good money, like 200 to 700 a night type money. I shouldn't talk about money, but he worked there for 8 years. So all I have to do is go in there, looking sharp like I have been, and say, hey, I'm David's roommate. He recommends me. He's my reference. Please hire me. If you don't hire me now, I'm going to keep stopping back twice a month with my resume, smiling big, so you don't forget who I am. So even if you don't want me now, At some point, you're going to want me to stop coming in, so you'll have to just hire me, please. That's my strategy. When I want to work somewhere specifically, I slept till 8 a.m. this morning. 8 a.m. I went to bed at 10:30. Like 9.5 hours of sleep. Yeah, baby. But man, I had some dreams. I had a dream where I was in a... It was like the back rooms. You know about the back rooms? Nothing creepy, nothing weird like that. It's like a fictional universe that people will fall into, where it's just a never-ending set of rooms and hallways and stuff, and it just kept going and going, and I was by myself. It was kind of freaky because I was actually in the back rooms. Look it up online. It's kind of cool. There's like a fictional set of stories and videos. Well, then I woke up from that because I knew the whole time I was in a dream. It was like lucid dreaming, but I was stuck. Because I knew the whole time I was in a dream and I was stuck in a dream and I couldn't get out. And finally I woke up. There were no monsters like in the back room sometimes, but it was just... It's eerily quiet. Not quite reality. I forget there's a name for it. Liminal spaces. Man, I love my knowledge. Yeah, it was like liminal spaces. So it's weird. It's almost the way that, like, what's that called whenever computer graphics are really... The Uncanny Valley. Fuck, man, I love it. The Uncanny Valley is where, like, the Polar Express and all these new movies with, like, 3D graphics, as they get closer to looking like us, it still doesn't look like us, and it gets creepier and more disturbing the closer it gets to us, and they call it the Uncanny Valley. But some people have said that it comes from, like, thousands of years of basically our brain being programmed to be afraid of something that looks close to us because of entities and such. Do some research. I'm not fucking around. I need to break out your notes each time you watch a video so you can reference to see if I'm full of shit or not. So liminal spaces, the Uncanny Valley. Yeah, and so I was trapped in this place, and it was just like a never-ending, like, 1990s office with, like, the fluorescent lights and just nothing different, just never ending. And the architecture started getting weird, and it was weird. I'm guessing if the backrooms is a thing, it's because people have dreamt into that dreamscape. I think we might have shared dreamscapes at some points. But I woke up into another dream that had people. That was creepy. That was weird. So I woke up from a dream into another dream. And I kind of realized that one was a dream, but I wasn't 100% sure, and it was interesting. And not so much nightmarish, but like, right in that line. It was very dark. It was nighttime, so that was a dream about my subconscious. And then I woke up from that dream to sleep paralysis, where I was trapped in my body. I haven't had sleep paralysis in a long time. I was trapped in my body, on my bed, laying there. My eyes were open. It was dark. Luckily, I covered my eyes with my blanket, just so if this happens. And literally, a giant wolf got onto my bed as I couldn't do anything, and sat down on top of me. I could feel the full weight of this big ass wolf. And it got its muzzle real close to my face, and that's when I woke up for my third time into my bed when I could move in real life. Now the thing is, I did wake up just second time. I didn't have a third time because you wake up and your motor skills are not working. But I literally had maybe my second or third entity in sleep paralysis. I've never had one lay down on me like that. It was, yeah, it's not that it was real, but subjectively in that state, it was real to me. may sound like a quack, but yeah, look that shit up. People will see and feel entities that will crawl on the bed, from an old hag to a shadow figure like I saw when I was a kid, like a shadow shaped exactly like a person in 3D that has no features at all, or aliens or Bigfoots, or demons, succubus and incubus that would fuck you in your sleep. That's where their stories came from. Demons that fuck you in your sleep. I've never had anything like that, luckily. Dang, I just realized some stuff. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go all deep and whatever. So supposedly there's what's called the Jezebel. It's a female demon that will come and try to seduce you in your sleep, and I've never had sex in my sleep or anything like that. This is really fucked up and disturbing that I'm actually sharing this with you guys, but I'm willing to show my vulnerabilities. There was a female in my sleep, and she was very alluring, and I actually had her perform fellatio on me, and you're supposed to never perform any sexual acts in your sleep because it could be entities that are in your sleep that are trying to harvest your sexual energy. So in my dream I had performed a sexual act with a female, and I keep having these trends of females and serpent symbology, and I caved in last night in my dream. That's weird. It's the first time I've ever performed any sexual act in my dream. Ever. My whole life I've never had sex, I've never had anything. Oh man, that's weird shit. So I'm not saying there's like a specific demon after me, but man, look up the Jezebel. I think it has ties to Anani, Ishtar, Isis, Columbine, a great whore, mother god from the primordial dark seas before existence, at least according to the Mesopotamian lore, which I'm not saying I subscribe to. Again, I think they're just thought forms that are created through our feelings and our thoughts, and they feed off of those energies of feelings and thoughts, and they're from the multiversal foam, which is like all the possibilities that could exist, that do exist, and our thoughts and feelings can cause them to bleed over interdimensionally or sometimes intradimensionally. Interdimensionally is where they transfer from one dimension to the other. Intradimensionally is where they exist in 2 or 3 or 5 separate dimensions simultaneously. So if everything possibly exists, then these entities exist potentially in multiple dimensions at once. There's also extra dimensional. These are real words. I'm not completely full of shit. Again, explicit, I'm sorry, but probably has to do with me on this path right now, and the fact that I'm still watching porn, which I've got an addiction to, which I should just cut out of my life. Supposedly, like 30+% of porn, the women are just human sex slaves that are drugged up, that have no rights and no life, and it seems like everything's fine, but they're just like actress, human sex slaves. Look it up. You thought you'd just be watching me eat oatmeal. And it fucks with my head. So the plan is, I haven't done a run since like an actual running on my own, since I left the old apartment where my landlord had stolen my shit. So I haven't run since like February 7th. Today's like the 24th or 23rd. 23rd. So I still haven't gone up into the crater. I'm on the edge of this crater. It's called, I'm looking skinny. Pretty skinny. I don't like it. I should probably build up my upper body. Do some pull-ups or something. Push-ups. I live right next to the Punch Bowl crater, and I think, no, I'm I'm going to do my sunrise salutations when I'm done eating, let it settle, do some more YouTube editing, and then I'm going to go for a run up to the top of Cocoa Crater. It's about a 45-minute walk, so that'll be like a 20-minute run. I'll run up to the top, I'll stop and take some YouTube content, take some photos and videos, and then I'll take a run back down. I'll stop somewhere and get a roll of $5 worth of quarters, and do my laundry. For work tonight, you can see it right there. My room is nice and neat, but last night I was tired, and I just threw my pants on the ground, and it's not like me. Yeah, I gotta clean it up. I want to keep it nice and neat. My room's neat besides, I promise. Do my laundry, continue editing, and catching up on YouTube. Maybe I'll be caught up by tomorrow, now that I don't have this other job at Sky. No, maybe they'll still want me back. I know Rick's gonna be like, dude, what the fuck? And I did choose to work at Il and Lupino rather than Sky on Saturday. But there keeps being people that fuck with me there, and honestly, because, and it's gonna be like, oh wow, maybe poor victimhood stuff, but if you want to believe that, believe that. I'm sharing my subjective reality. And again, if you want to be objective, that's whenever you're saying this is. But if you want to be subjective, that's saying I feel that this is. And there's a lot of strength to uncertainty. And there's a lot of perceived strength to certainty. But just because strengths are perceived doesn't mean they're real. You might just lack a personal awareness. So yeah, go ahead, share something you see as an objective reality. But if you see it as an objective reality, that's just a subjective reality. You don't know how to share it or what to call it. Because let's be frank, 80% of Americans couldn't pass the 3rd grade math quiz. What's 36 divided by 1/3? It's 108. Sorry, I'm not saying I'm super smart, but I'm saying I retained information from 3rd grade, where most people are just taught how to hold it. You're literally taught at school how to hold information for a short time in your short-term memory and just spit it back out right afterwards, and that's it. You're literally not taught to learn. You're taught to regurgitate. You're taught to be spoon-fed. We can break those patterns together. We just have to learn to think for ourselves. Yeah, so liminal spaces, the Uncanny Valley, the Jezebel spirit, the Jezebel demon. Check these things out, come on. It'd be cool if you're on the same page as me about stuff. And again, I'm not saying you have to agree with me, but do some research on your own. Don't just believe it because I say it, and don't just not believe it because you've been programmed to not believe outside the box thinking, or knowledge that exists outside of the mainstream. Think for yourself, research yourself. I mean, really. So when I go into Il Lupino tonight, and I get my tips from the past week. If they don't give them to you that night, and I get to bartend tonight. I'm excited. I'm going to go in an hour early so I can write an actual recipe list down, because nothing's to date. Write an actual recipe list down, and then I can, once I write it down or type it in, it'll stick in my head better. That's one of the ways you actually learn. I'm sure people who went to college know that. Writing it down makes all the difference. Yeah, then I'll kick ass at work tonight, memorize some names, maybe get those pretty girls that I talked to the other night. It was Summer, Lola, and Mads. I don't know if they're watching this. I doubt they would watch it this far, so who knows. Beautiful girls. I got photos up the other night. I've been talking to the one, Mads. They're leaving tomorrow. It's their last day here, and maybe I'll get them to come and say hi to me while I'm bartending tonight. That would be kind of cool. But otherwise, I'm going to just memorize lots of fun names and get to meet people and network, and I love the bartending gig. I had said in recent videos I wasn't sure, but I'm all about it now. You know, I can make more money serving there, but I'm making more money than I was as a server's assistant, and I really, really, really enjoy the job. It's stimulating, I feel utilized, and I feel appreciated. Those are the three things I need. This video is long for an oatmeal video, huh? How about I let you go? I'll get back to you later. Loving you. Hey there, aloha. Just Jeremiah here, leaving my apartment. Headed down to work at Il Lupino. Little Wolf is the name of the translation in Italian. And I am just having a really great day. I had the opportunity to jump onto a podcast live stream with Carlos over at Slab City TV. And they were talking about breaking away from needing Babylon, or society as we call it. And the guy, Tuck the Traveler, I think is his name. He's also got Switch to Linux, 2 very popular YouTube channels. He was just talking about how you should break away from Google and take away their power, and talking about living sustainably, and how learning to live somewhere like Slab City teaches you to use less energy. You know, turn off the light switch when you're done, because you only have a limited supply. So like always, I had plenty to say about every single topic, and he was such a smart guy. You'll have to check out that video if you have the chance. Yeah, it's on Carlos's live stream, and it's Tux the Traveler. But yeah, eventually this guy Troy jumped on, and Troy was another very gifted guy, a little bit older, a little bit set in his ways. He didn't like some of the thoughts that I was having, but it created good content because we were kind of at odds with each other in a very friendly, polite, respectful way. And I rambled on about so much, and Carlos and I even did some reaction videos. We're actually going to start doing reaction videos. Yeah, it was good stuff, and I really like this collaboration I'm working on with Carlos, and I can't wait to continue collaborating while also jumping on helping What Lurks Beneath. Sorry, this is hard to hold my charger and my phone. I got it though. Yeah, What Lurks Beneath, he's got some high production value. And yeah, I think that whatever I can do to work along with him, we'll see again, because you know he is trying to go low on the pricing, but I've always been a negotiator, especially with the potential for what I can produce. He might find it in his favor to pay me closer to what I would deserve. So lots of opportunities through the podcasting, and that's awesome. I talked to my good friend from Mount Shasta, who I traveled with and went to Burning Man with. He's great. I'm talking about getting him onto a podcast with me, and he wants to keep his identity anonymous. And he, yeah, basically he is super smart and has so much knowledge in all these areas, and he's into shamanism and plant medicine. And we don't see eye to eye on everything either, which would make a great podcast. And yeah, I pretty much spent all morning working on that stuff. I did about 2 hours, 2+ on the podcast, and I didn't get to go do my hike or my walk, but yeah, I plan to. Tomorrow's my full day off, a nice full day off. And you know me, I'll probably pick up a shift, but maybe not. Maybe tomorrow I'll sit and actually write a 5,000 word essay for What Lurks Beneath, and get that out of the way, and maybe see if about making a quick $50 while setting the hook for the bigger bait, you know. You know, if I create something that he really is into, he'll want me as a writer, and then I can say, hey, you know, a penny a person, or a penny per 100,000 followers. Again, once he gets to 1 million, that's $500 per 5,000 words. If he gets to 5 million, that's $2,500. Now, I doubt he's going to want to pay me that much at that point, but if I'm like literally just spoon feeding him the content and he just has to read it out, it might be in his favor, because at that point he might be making bank. And sorry, I'm not focusing on the camera. You like the bow tie with the backpack? I love juxtaposition. I got to be careful because the backpack, oh, went the wrong way. Always got like a minute window to spare. So luckily I'm a fast walker, fast talker. Yeah, so I'm headed to work. I'm having a fantastic day. My room is clean. I left it folded like I always do. Gave a quick wipe down on my clothes, so I got to do my laundry tomorrow for sure. But again, it's a day off. And I promised myself now that I will do a run maybe even a hike or some snorkeling, while continuing to edit and upload. I mean, honestly, my time is taken nonstop, start to finish each day. I hardly have time for my loved ones, and I don't have time for face-to-face friendships, which, yeah, is a detriment to my life for sure. But I promise to make myself some time for that. I'm just putting in the work and recovering from 2 years living homeless on the road by integrating back into society. Again, my goal will be to have lived in a box homeless and then within 3 months have my own business, my own apartment, and again, not to show off, but to show what we're all capable of if we just try and if we believe in ourselves. That's my ramble. Love you. We'll see what happens at work. See ya. Gosh, do I love this part of my walk to work. I think I'm just gonna be quiet for a minute and let you enjoy it like I get to.